Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV, and we are live at 6 p.m. for, well, it was supposed to be an Arsenal-Liverpool preview, but since it's now officially, like, I know some people like to try and be first to jump the gun on it, but it's actually been officially called off till next week. So we've decided, instead of a preview, we'll just talk about all things Arsenal and Liverpool and like how each other's clubs are doing, and just a general talk about it. It's sort of like a build up to it. We've got Owen from the Cop On podcast. How are you, my friend?
I'm very well, delighted to be here. I've actually got a couple of trivia questions as well for you if you want.
Oh,
Arsenal,
wicked.
Liverpool, triv. But I'm really
that's
happy
good, because
to
I wanted to do some, but I had to get some sleep during today, so I couldn't be able to do a sort of a quiz. Otherwise, I would have done. We got.
Glad you're well rested.
Yeah. They're a bit like what we did with the the F1 earlier. But we got Luke from 1892 Red Podcast. How are you, my friend?
Long time, mate. All good. I was just seeing your intro. I like the new music, but mate, what you should have done at the end of the Formula One, you should put a nice little picture of Max, like, just charting around.
Don't push it. Like, I accepted it. I accepted him being a champion, right? But even if some of his driving hasn't been a bit dirty, but like, don't push it. We got static. It's either that. I was going to put Michael Massey at the front of it. Either.
I've won.
I'm sure Max has bought Michael Massey a load of Red Bull for Christmas.
Probably hand, didn't he?
Yeah. Static, how are you, my friend?
Hey, Steve, I'm good. Yeah, I'm still very surprised by what's happened, but yeah, these things happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll go into it. Obviously, Liverpool, like, I love these people, like, saying, oh, you've got to blame Liverpool for COVID cases. It's like, okay, so you're going to blame me for not being well then?
I've heard some have blamed Arsenal for this as well.
I'm just like, stop blaming. Everyone's looking for a blame excuse, right?
Let's blame Liverpool and Arsenal.
And I'm like, well, hang on, you can't blame people for being unwell. Like, they can easily catch it and pass it on without even noticing, right?
Yeah.
And if so it's like I just said, it's like, are you going to blame me for not being well because I've got liver disease? Like, I mean, Luke, there's obviously confirmed, like, so many confirmed cases at Liverpool, including your assistant manager. So obviously there was no way it was going to go ahead. I mean, I was saying it wouldn't be fair. And these Arsenal fans that are saying, oh, they should just play the under-23s, I bet you if it's the other way around, they'd all be asking for a postponement.
Yeah, I mean, we've got under 10 players available apparently for selection. That's just how bad it is. And as you said, mate,
I told you shouldn't have partied that night. I told you shouldn't.
What, 2 years ago we won the league?
Funny. Yeah.
Listen, at the end of the day, mate, like,
no wonder your league was a COVID league.
Oh.
A lot of people wanted that home, do you know what I mean? But we won't talk about that. We're talking about
happen again this season.
Does it? No, it shouldn't happen this season for me.
Yeah, I know it shouldn't, but you never know.
No, it's not going to happen. There's too much money in the Premier League. At the end of the day, I've said it very vocally on my Twitter page that the Premier League is run by the TV broadcasters. They have have the contracts that they have to fulfill by a certain time frame. If that doesn't happen, then obviously, like, the clubs are in a lot of trouble financially. It's not.
This is why we're playing it on a Thursday. I mean, like, you're coming down from Liverpool on a Thursday, like, which is like, I mean, usually a Tuesday and Wednesday is a lot easier time of it. When you're coming down on a Thursday, then you got to go all the way back up and probably play a home game on the weekend. Right, plus work and everything like that. Like, the fan, they don't give it's like you said, they give all they care about is the TV organisers, not the fans.
I mean, from the game last week, I mean, Owen might agree with me as well. Like, the game last week was always going to go ahead against Chelsea because, Chelsea, we had our COVID cases, they had theirs, but there was no way on earth Sky Sports were going to turn around and say, no, we're cancelling this game to the title protagonist, which is not no more. But it's, they were never going to do that. Sky would lose so much money. you know, for me, the league is run by TV. So if the games don't go ahead, you know, it's for me, it's quite strange the way that would be. But no, I mean, I think just going back to your question, mate, I think it's right that they've postponed this game. I mean, Liverpool have actually forfeited, you know, the home leg advantage for the second leg. So, you know, that could be a bit of a turning point for Arsenal in the second leg at home. So, I mean, it just opens up the debate where should it just be one game instead of two? But
I thought it was. I thought after what happened with last season, it'd just be one game. So I'm quite shocked that they're doing 2 games. I mean, Owen, are you shocked they'll be doing 2 games for the semi-final?
Well, yes and no. I mean, you know, in the fact that one game would make a lot more sense, then I'm not shocked because, I mean, if anything makes sense, then English football organisers will go out of their way to make sure it doesn't happen. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because, you know, there are lots of things they could change that would make total sense. Like, you know, the whole, what Klopp was saying about the playing on the 26th and the 28th. I mean, that didn't happen for us because Leeds United had lots of COVID cases, for example. And this argument, I've even heard it from Liverpool fans back then that, you know, well, Leeds should play some under-19s. That's what their academy is for. No, bullshit. You have to talk about sporting integrity, right? The integrity of the match.
And sporting fairness.
It's not like, yeah, it's not like if one team has a more or less first 11 and the other team plays their kids who have got no experience, they're not at the right level, then of course the first team is going to win. It's not even a match. That's not.
What I'd also say is, and I stated this, is like if I was an Arsenal fan, I will want to play under 19s Liverpool, like in these games, in these 2 legs, because like if we get through, everyone's like, oh yeah, you went through because Liverpool had COVID, like, and they had to play their under 19s, so they had no choice. So like I would rather like wait and then play like a full strength Liverpool side, right? And if you play your youngsters, if you have your, but if you have in a neutral venue, but if you play a full strength, if you have a full strength side available and you play your kids anyway, right? We can then say, yeah, but you had your chance to play the full strength side and you didn't. So that we deserve it. We deserve to, like, in all fairness, we beat you fair and square because you all had the opportunity to play a full strength side against our full strength side and you didn't. So, I mean, wouldn't that be like something that you want to see? Is like you want to play like a full strength side?
Stephen,
So,
first of all, I want to say hello to Owen and Luke. First time I've been on the same live stream with you boys, so it's nice to meet you. Although I do remember Luke, it's been a long time, so it's good to see you again. So I just want to get that all out of the way. Yeah, I would like to see both teams have full strength, but here's the thing: it's the League Cup. When we don't really, not every team does play their full strength teams anymore. It doesn't seem to be the case. So unless it's the final, then yeah. But
I mean, that's a good point what you said there, mate. I mean, let's be real. I think Liverpool may have put out a few more sort of players for this semi-final. I think not your Salahs or not your Mane, for example, but you know, maybe someone like a Fabinho type player or you know, a Jota could have started this game probably because we've not really sort of seen that throughout this League Cup run that we've got. But to be quite honest with you, I do think that when it comes to like sort of this part of the tournament, I think it goes out the window, doesn't it? Of you know, it's only the League Cup. You want to win it. You're in a semi-final. That's all that matters. You know, and I think Liverpool are going to take that all day long. That they can rest up for a week and then get back at it for the first leg.
Yeah.
That's
the reason why. Sorry, Steve. I was just going to say.
No, go on, Stan. Go on.
Yeah. I was just going to say, look, the thing is, because as an Arsenal fan, I remember when we got to the 2007 League Cup final, we pretty much played kids all the way up until the final. So that's why I was like, full strength. I mean, we then sort of played a full strength team against Chelsea, which we lost that final, of course. But it was mostly kids all the way through up until the final. So that's what I'm saying with the League Cup. You don't know. With the FA Cup, yeah, we do more or less play a full strength team, or most teams, I guess. But it's the League Cup. Everyone's just playing kids. So that's what I say. It's hard to say, really. So
I'm just trying to look up the lineup we had for that game.
I've got it here actually. It wasn't all kids. There were a few kids in there, but you had
We had
Kolo
Justin
Toure.
Hoyt,
Yeah, it was
Kolo
strength
Toure
from
and Senderos.
but it's just-
Senderos wasn't really like a full. Adi Adier, Danielson, Fabregas was only what? He was only what? 18.
He
19.
came on as a sub, Fabregas, in the 80th minute for Abu Dhabi. You played Danielson and Gilberto Silva.
No. He started. I'm looking at it now.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at a different one then. Different.
Yeah,
game.
so
Okay.
we played Danielson, Diaby, Ali Adier, Baptiste, Julia Baptista, Almunia in goal instead of our main goalkeeper. Toure, Hoyt, Walcott, who was a teenager. Fabregas was a teenager still. Danielson was a teenager. Diaby was. Ali Adier was. Hoyt and Traore was. And on the bench we had Adebayor, Kleb, Eboué and Giroud.
That was the first leg then, because I've got the second leg in front of me.
No, this is the final.
Oh, I was
League
talking
Cup
about the
final
semi-final.
2007.
The League Cup final. This is
I
the
was
League
talking about
Cup
the
final.
semi-final. Excuse me.
I was
You
in-
said
I
you
was in,
played kids all the way to the final, and in the semi-final second leg that I've got in front of me for Arsenal, you didn't actually play all that many kids. You played a few, but Adebayor started.
But I think in the final, because we played most of our reserve players in that final,
yeah,
like
okay.
to get to that final, Arsene
Yeah.
Wenger come and said,
My
no, they've
point-
earned their right to get there, so we're gonna play the kids, right? Because they've earned the right to get there. So
Yeah, my point was just basically we've always played kids, but with the exception of maybe 3,
Ah.
4, 5 of the first team players.
so
Yeah,
Klopp,
okay.
so Klopp
Yeah,
got his way.
Makes
If that was us, we'd be.
All
Come on,
nine-
Anthony, come on.
all nine
Not
Liverpool
for the
players
Liverpool
turn up.
fans,
The one that
actually,
ain't got
come on.
COVID. Do you know what? That's what it needs. You know, all 9 Liverpool players just to turn up for that first leg. You know,
Yeah.
because Liverpool have had everything
But
improved. Like they've
actually was
got
gonna
9
ask-
available players.
Sorry, Luke. Oh, and I was going to ask you boys. So, how many players did you have that were capable of playing this week,
I
and how
think
many could not
He
play?
said 9.
9.
9 out.
Okay,
Wow.
So
No, nine
9
available.
available.
we've got 9 available.
Ah, okay.
and
Yeah, got it.
with,
Got it.
with one goalkeeper, which is our 5th choice goalkeeper in Karius.
One
That's
could
crazy.
argue he's not even a goalkeeper.
I mean, he don't even catch anything. Like he can't even catch a ball. He don't even catch COVID.
I
You
thought
know,
Karius was on loan, boys. I thought
Mate,
Karius.
that's bad. That is bad as it is, man.
I thought
I
he
mean,
was
look,
on loan, boys.
no, we recalled him. I mean, no one wanted him. But it was like, you know,
Oh, you've got. Don't you still have Adrian?
yeah, he's COVID, 3rd choice.
You got
Yeah.
it as well.
We had Allison. Allison didn't play at the weekend, so Kelleher
Yeah.
played in goal against Chelsea. He caught COVID.
Yep.
Adrian's
Oh,
caught
wow.
it. Pitaluga's caught COVID, and the goalkeeping coaches have caught COVID. That's how bad it is for Karius. Even like the goalkeeping coaches caught it. Our assistant managers caught it.
Klopp,
Pretty much.
doesn't he have COVID?
Klopp's
Klopp
had it this
too,
week.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Heard about that a few
even-
days ago.
Even around what's it called? Like not even just the playing staff and like the players and the coaching staff. We've got the catering staff. We've got everyone around the ground that the training facilities that have caught COVID. But no, this game must go ahead. With all your 8 or 9 Liverpool players, it must go ahead. Like it's rightfully been postponed, and Liverpool have had to forfeit that home advantage this week or next week. Sorry, for the first leg. So it is what it is.
It's mad about the amount of COVID cases there are there. So, and it's like I just said earlier. If it was Arsenal, we'd all be moaning to try and get it postponed as well. So it's like I can't.
I just wanted to add, sorry to interrupt that. I agree with you, but I did feel for you on the first game of the season against Brentford. I felt for you. You had 4, I think, cases.
I get that, but we still had a team that should have gone out there and won. To be honest,
Maybe, but I just think, we
with the
mentioned
talent we had, I'm not this in Brentford, by the way. I'm just saying that for Arsenal, for where we want to be, we should be still turning that over and still getting a result, or at least a point.
Fair enough.
The way we shouldn't have been playing the way we were playing. Like the way we were playing was disgraceful.
What's the process?
Yeah, funny. They would still probably beat you with 9 men anyways, right? I'm not getting that from a Tottenham fan. Like, mate, you got beaten by more in the Conference League.
Over
Like,
5,000
calm
days
yourself.
without a trophy, I've heard. Spurs.
What's that?
Is it over 5,000 days without a trophy? Spurs.
Where's that Twitter account?
Yeah. Still going.
Mate, like, yeah, that's the thing. I love it. I love it when Spurs fans come up with like saying they'll probably beat you down there. Mate, you ain't won a trophy in 5,000 days. Like, calm yourself. Like, calm down. But yeah, I mean, it's probably what you probably say with Everton all the time, then, you know? Like, so, but there you go.
We've got a song about it. Yeah, since 1995.
Jesus,
For
1995.
Everton.
1995.
And the worst thing about it is, for Everton fans, this is funny. It doesn't matter who you support. This is funny, right? Only Everton is the only team in all of the divisions, all 4 divisions of English football, to have not experienced a cup win or a relegation or a promotion since 1995. So basically, they just had nothing. They've had mid-table obscurity, nothing to get emotional about.
Jesus
Since 1995. That's a long time.
The only
You
thing-
got beat by Ostersund's. So what? At least Ostersund's came up with Graham Potter. What have
Spurs
Moore
get
come
beat
up
by a
with?
couple of weeks ago in the Europa Conference League.
What?
Who did Spurs get beat by a few weeks ago in the Conference League?
Moore.
Mura.
Yeah, I think it's Lucas
That's worse
Moore's
than
football team.
Mura.
Yeah, it's
I'm
a
not
team that was
fan,
created
but-
by Lucas Moore on FIFA. Like,
I'm not an Arsenal fan, but I'm sorry that you can't. Yes, Arsenal did lose to Ostersund, but I'm sorry. Like,
some people actually do know about Ostersund. That's the funny thing.
who was the
I don't know
manager?
the clue. There's a team called Moore.
Was it the Swansea manager that he's the manager? He was the manager there, wasn't he? Cooper.
Graham Potter.
Graham Potter.
Was Potter the manager of Ostersund at the time?
At the time when we lost
I
to
thought he was
2-1.
the
Brighton.
one that's gone to Swansea for some reason.
He was at Swansea. No, he's a
Yeah, I
Brighton.
think he was. Yeah, I think he was at Swansea. Now he's at Brighton. Yeah, I think so. So yeah, that's a fun fact for y'all. So,
Him at Arsenal. Come in.
mate, I'd take him. I can imagine the uproar the Arsenal fans would get. Like,
We
you
know-
look like
we know
you
where
look.
we-
You know what I mean?
Steve.
You're gonna look like probably one of their most hated frigging Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
Like,
Who's apparently
you know
not
what I
an
mean?
Arsenal fan.
Like that's. Could you imagine that being at the touchline? I bet you.
Yeah.
Like Lee Gunner will be able to sneak in for like with a fake ID. Like, oh, I'm going Potter. Seriously, look.
Graham Potter takes you to new heights, mate. Puff away takes you to new heights.
Oi. Like Hufflepuff means you're intelligent. Shush. Like so. I mean, you mentioned about the titleways earlier. So for me, like though Liverpool, Man City are about what 10, 12 points now, 11 points now. Like, and I want to bring the table up just so I don't get this wrong. For once, I actually start looking at the Premier League table because we're actually in a decent position.
You don't look at it upside down then.
No, I don't look it upside down anymore. No, for once. It's not where I want to be, but it's at least a better looking than it did last season.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think, to be honest, when we were 16th, honestly, I actually thought some Arsenal fans were reading it upside down because they were still backing the man. So I'm sitting there thinking, are you reading this thing upside down? If you not notice, we're 4th from bottom, not 4th from top. Like,
But I mean, Arsenal. I mean, Tottenham are 2 points behind with 2 games in hand.
yeah.
For me, from the outside, Tottenham are clear favourites for 4th.
Yeah,
and
unless
Arsenal
we
5th.
beat them. Unless we beat them.
It's
Yeah,
I agree with you, Owen. I think I think he's unbeaten, isn't he, Conte, since we've gone over to
Hmm.
Spurs? So,
I mean, at the minute, unlike Chelsea, you've got a game in hand. So if you win that game in hand, you're 45 points. That's 8 points away.
for me, in
I
my
still,
opinion,
I still think you'll do it.
I saw a stat the other day that you know, the next 10 games before we play City, we've got 7 at home. City, you've got to play, I think, 3 of the big 6. They've got to play Chelsea as well, like for example. But for me, in all honesty, I think we lost the title at Leicester. I don't.
Okay.
For me, I just, that was just a really, really poor performance. Like, and it's not even the first time it's happened. Like, we've had some poor performances this season. We've thrown away 10 points from winning positions. Man City
Yeah.
have won every time.
That's-
For me, like, every time we go 2-0 up in a game, I'm worried. I'm petrified.
You can have Arteta if you want.
He's
we'll
doing all right. He's doing all right now. But no.
But wait, like we keep getting told we have to wait, and it's like a Klopp situation. So you got to trust the process.
No, I can see clear signs of improvement from Arsenal and finally getting rid of Aubameyang.
I thought Owen was about to go. I can see clearly now the rain is gone.
I was about to. But no, I just think Tottenham, unfortunately for Arsenal fans' point of view, I just think Tottenham, the momentum is there.
Yeah,
the immediate change is there. Would you be desperately disappointed with 5th? Or you know,
if we were outside by a point or two, I can't have any complaints because it might be just a bad decision in one particular game or something. If we're out of the top 4 race by April, we're 12 points by the end of the season, he's got to go. Because originally I said, now people might say I'm changing my opinion here. Like I originally said he needs to finish in the top 6, just get us back in Europe. The way we're playing, right, and the way we have been playing, right, if we're playing that well, he needs to try and challenge for top 4. Right? Because he's clearly showing that he can challenge for top 4 at the minute. So if that's the case, then he should try and get top 4. Right? If he misses out by a point or two, that's fine. If you're out of the top 4 race by April and you're 12 points off it, then I'm sorry, it's not good enough. Because you've clearly shown the team's good enough to get it, right? You've just not been able to deliver the goods. And if you can't deliver the goods to get 4th spot, or stay in the race for 4th spot until the end, it doesn't make me feel that you're going to be able to take us to the Premier League title at all. Yeah, and even then, at the moment, it doesn't mean I'll take her in. Even if he does get us all the way to the end and we still don't make it and we're out by 1 or 2 points, I'll give him next season, but it doesn't mean I'll take him in by a long way, because it's still, you've still got to compete with Klopp, Pep, Conte. These managers you're going to have to compete with, whoever Man United bring in, by the way, as well, to try and go for the league. And will he beat them in a tactical game? No. Because every time he has done, he doesn't ever change. When's he ever changed it mid-game, in a big game, to be able to get us to win it? Never. So that's where we'll come undone. So that's why I don't see us doing the league with Arteta, and that's why I've kept saying, as much as we're doing well or right, it's all irrelevant, because in the end, like, I want us to win the league, and if we can't do it with Arteta in the long run, why are we wasting our time with him when we can get a manager who can bring his own ideas in, right, and actually ideas that can actually push us to go and win the league, because he's that elite of a manager. Someone like a Ten Hag, for example.
Yeah, good answer. What do you reckon, Luke, about Arsenal from the outside?
I mean, I have constant debates with my brother about it, and he's just... He goes off
while debating with the F? Is that while debating the F1 at the same time?
We start off with Silverstone, but then he goes off in the distance. Listen, like, for
it's
me,
a bit like Hamilton off in the distance, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, not this season.
Hang on, he's a Ferrari fan, isn't it? So why is he moaning about Silverstone? Because it's because Lewis Hamilton beat him, isn't it?
Listen, my brother's been moaning for 15 years about no title. Don't worry about it, mate.
Yeah, 15 title and no for it's 15 title 15 and no years without a title for Ferrari and 17 without Arsenal. Mate, I feel for him, but he needs to start supporting a driver and not supporting a freaking team, man.
That will never change. But
Like,
in all seriousness,
by the way, the last time they did win anything, like they didn't win the drivers because of Hamilton. So the one that's probably why he's he's probably Hamilton's an arch enemy number one. Yeah. No, it's all right. Big up, by the way, if people don't know his brother, like it's the DNF1 podcast, and he does come on to the Checker Flag show. So big ups to him. He's doing great stuff over there. Go and subscribe if you're an F1 fan. So go on,
in all seriousness, I think with Arsenal, I think they've got the capability of doing it. I think they've got the capability of getting to that top four. But I agree with Owen. I think Spurs' run at the moment, they've got the manager. They've got that. For me, there's something about the way Conte approaches games. For me, he doesn't have to have the best squad in the world. He's like he's a Klopp-type manager in a sense where Klopp didn't have a great squad at Liverpool in his first couple of years. We just knew how to get results at pivotal moments. And I think that's where Conte is that man to get Spurs into the top four this year. Do I think Arsenal can do it? Yes, but I just think it's going to be extremely difficult. The last sort of 10 games, I think Spurs have a bit more of a. I don't know. I don't know what the fixture. I don't know what the run of fixtures is in that last 10 games. But for me,
Arsenal,
for both, I think for Arsenal and Spurs, I don't know how difficult they are. That sort of last.
Our last 10 games, Everton's the last game of the season. Then it's penultimate is Newcastle, Leeds, West Ham, Man United, Southampton. That's 6.
So apart from West Ham,
Brighton, Crystal Palace, and then Aston Villa and Leicester.
So as I'm saying, apart from West Ham, you've got an easy run.
It's not bad. Let me have a look at. Let me try and get Spurs up. Let me just get. Hang on. Let me just. I'm just gonna I'm just disinfecting my screen.
Right. Will.
No, I'm just disinfecting my screen because I'm going to have to show up Tottenham.
Oh dear. Oh yeah. Look away.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to take every precaution these days, you know?
Exactly.
Like, they've got Norwich at the last game of the season. Well, to be honest, they had Newcastle the last game in the 2015-16 season. Right, and it didn't really end well for them. Sorry. They got Burnley. They got Liverpool, Leicester, Brentford, Brighton, Aston Villa, Newcastle, West Ham, Man United.
I think probably Spurs have got the harder run. Not by much, I reckon by maybe 2 games.
Yeah, it's very, very, very close. Very close.
I mean, anyway, it's not easy. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like no one expected us to lose to Leicester, where they've got the defensive problems. I mean, they didn't have a recognised centre back against us, and they beat us 1-0. You know, I think they're the only second team to stop Liverpool from scoring in the last 50 games or something like that. It's.
We were unlucky against Leicester.
Please do. By the way, please do subscribe and become a member of Children's Liver Disease Foundation. Just hit that join button below. $1.99 a month for the first level. Second level, $4.99 a month. It's just literally the price of McDonald's, and it helps the research for Children's Liver Disease Foundation. So please do so. And hit that subscribe button and member button now. It really does do a world of good. I want to quickly ask, obviously, about the Man City game and some of the decisions that have been going on. Like, because obviously we do a rest view, and hopefully we could do one like maybe next week. We can fit it in this week. But what have you made of like say like the Man City game, for example, and because at one point there were half decent decisions, like this season. It wouldn't be too bad, but like Man City just again shows at some point they're just incompetent, like, and they've got to screw it up. I mean, what did you make of it, Luke? And like the decisions, such as the 2 penalties.
You know,
I think the sending off was clear, blatant. So yeah, what did you make of it all and the decisions?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I watched that game, and I go back to the Chelsea Liverpool game as well in a sense. I know it was a day later, but for me, there was a couple of decisions in that game where referees had to act, and for me, I think Anthony Taylor thought we used game management, and I think that's so key with refereeing. It's game management, and I don't know with Stuart Atwell. For me, I just felt that it goes on about the shirt tug and goes on about the little knee, but I don't get how he gives that a penalty. But I referee at a Sunday level. At no way am I giving that a penalty. I know he's got VAR as well to give that. It is one of the softest penalties that.
But the thing is that the reason I still blame Granit Xhaka is you've given him the excuse. Like if you know how incompetent everyone knows how incompetent these refs are, right? So don't give him the excuse. Like, stay with him, but don't dive in. Just stay on your feet. Don't pull the shirt or anything like that. So you know as soon as he pulled the shirt, he's going down. He's going down on the floor, and you're leaving him to a decision.
For me,
Gabriel, there's no excuse for it. Like, you've lost your head over that decision because you decided to dig up the pitch, which, by the way, like, I hope the groundsman freaking kills you for it and buries you. Like, she should be doing that at the Emirates, like, digging up our penalty spot. Like, the amount of work we put in to keep that pitch, like, super, like, and, like, one of the, probably the best pitch in the league. Like, and you go and dig it up. And then, second of all, like, you try and take Jesus down, like, literally a minute later, like it's WWE. Like, knowing that you have to either take him down or he's going to skin you and leave a 3-on-3. Like, for
me, it's no penalty. I don't think it's a penalty.
I think it should be a red card for Bernardo because I think we need to get this out of the game, and I think it's quite clear.
Yeah, I've said that for ages. It's got to be a
when you ski an attacker who's they were quite good at it at the beginning of the season, the refs, in letting things go for a minimum of contact or booking for diving, but when you can clearly see that someone's got stopped and they've got their 2 feet jumping in order to dive, like off the high diving board kind of dive,
honestly, I
then
thought
it's a red card for simulation. That's the definition of trying to win a penalty, and it should be a red card.
Because it's cheating, and if you were caught cheating after a game, match fixing, you get banned from the sport, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The same as like for example,
punishment needs to be stronger.
I mean, Luke will probably remember the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix, right? Flavio Briatore's been banned for life from Formula 1.
Yeah,
because of it.
It was Alonso's teammate. I can't remember.
PK, Nielsen PK Jr. No, he's never come back. Though he's allowed to race again because of his evidence, he's never been picked by a team again. He's destroyed his career. He's had to go to Formula E. So, like, and it's disgraced probably his name because his name is like his father's name, which is a 3-time world champion, and it's probably put shame on his name. As well as like himself, but it's again, but the same principle because Flavio knew about the plan, he was banned from life. So why is it not a red card if you're trying to simulate and basically trying to win a penalty so you can get back in the game or influence the result? So
Sterling does it. Harry Kane's one of the worst.
Yeah. Harry Kane, mate. Like, honestly,
there are so many throughout the league that
no. But what's worse than Harry Kane is sometimes where he's falling back on people where he could easily injure them, to try and win a free kick. That's even worse for me.
Yeah, totally. Totally. But it's I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
And he doesn't need to do it because he's a quality striker. He's a top quality striker. But he doesn't need to. So he doesn't need to do it. How many players do you need this month to make your team stronger? We'll get to that just this set.
I just want to say, because I need to go in a minute. I'm really sorry.
Yeah. Go on.
My answer to that, we probably need about 2 or 3, but it's not going to happen at Liverpool. It's not going to happen. Project Mbappe in 2022.
Trust the Mbappe process, is it?
It's more for me this summer. I mean, I don't think we get anything in January. I mean, I see something about.
Mate, we saw it last
8
January,
million.
mate. We saw it last January. Like, we don't need no defenders, right? Hey, we ain't got any.
I'll just say one last thing before I go here. It's like, obviously with COVID, it's obviously players have caught COVID. Teams are allowed to postpone the game if they've met the requirement. The thing that really bugs me is when it comes up and goes, teams have had this game postponed due to COVID and injuries. Now, we had 21 different centre-back partnerships last year because of injuries, right?
Yeah.
We had more centre-back partnerships than teams. How, if you go by that logic, how are Liverpool not allowed to postpone a game through injuries? COVID was around last year.
Yeah. You've got a point about that.
Obviously, but I just look at it and I think, really? Like, injuries? Like, COVID I could understand, but I don't know, mate. But, I mean, going back to State's question, I'd say about 2 or 3. I did see a link with, I think Zakaria is available for 7 or 8 million.
Zakaria is a big one. I'd love Zakaria at Arsenal.
I would personally have that.
Because he's a quality midfielder, isn't he? Dennis Zakaria.
Yeah, but for me, I also think that it's more. I think Liverpool. It's more who may go in the summer. I think one of the big players does leave, and I don't think it'll be Salah. I think it could be Mane or Firmino that goes this summer.
What do you think about? I mean, I'd love Zakaria as a permanent option. That'd be one of my permanent options, right in the summer. But what do you make of Arsenal being linked with Wijnaldum on loan for 6 months?
Have him reliable.
That's what I thought. I mean, Luca, God bless him. Like he's he's one I thought, God bless him. Like he was moaning about Wijnaldum, and I was like, you forgot the main point. It's called borrow. It's a loan. It's not permanent.
For me, it's reliability. Like, I mean, I didn't mind losing him, but it's the fact that we didn't replace him.
The thing is Fernandinho, you got people. He said he'd take Fernandinho as well. So I said, if you take Fernandinho, who's older, who's reliable, why don't you take Ronaldo? He's just as reliable and he's younger. So, but like, I'd take you for 6 months, and then we can get a permanent option next season, like a Zakaria that fits. I mean, like, how old is he now? Like Zakaria, he's 25 years old. So, like, it sort of suits Arsenal's bracket, like, of an experienced player, like, in that midfield. Because we need experience. We need someone a bit younger than Xhaka, but experienced. Because if you saw in that game, like with that Man City game, we lost our heads. And if what we needed is someone next to Gabriel to go, like, focus on the game, stop worrying about the ref, like, and so he doesn't do what he did. You need someone experienced up front to sort of lead the line, which is why I go with a Vlahovic or an Andre Silva. And then you get Zakaria in the midfield who's experienced as well in the midfield. Like, so you've got Partey and Zakaria in the midfield. Like, that would push Arsenal up into top 4 for definite.
But the amount of clubs...
If you can't get top 4 with that, he shouldn't be in the job.
Really sorry, guys. I'm really sorry, but I need to shoot. But
no worries, man.
To speak to
you. Come on, guys. Yeah, we'll talk soon. Thanks,
definitely.
Take care.
We'll get you on an F1 show at some point. We'll get you on an F1 show at some point.
The thing is, though, Steve, is that Zakaria is being chased all around Europe by teams that are I don't mean to don't read too much into it, but teams that are already in the Champions League, and Arsenal aren't, and there's no guarantee that Arsenal will be in the Champions League. And I think Zakaria will end up joining a club that's already well established in the Champions League. And I know that
is the problem.
One of Zakaria's agents is my student.
Definitely. I think also that's why we need to get into the top 4. If we get into top 4, that changes everything then. So I think even if we got Europa League, if we offered them a little bit more money with the project that we're doing, if there is a project, by the way, then fine, that's all a problem. Big up, Miss Mel. I hope you're well. If you've got time, Miss Mel, just say so, and I'll drop you the link. You're always welcome on the show anytime. Like, because you're like one of the reasons why this channel where is like you're always welcome. So, but yeah, I mean, look, if we got Europa League football, like and we didn't get Champions League, I'd still think we'd be able to encourage him to come, especially if Liverpool and Man United don't try and go for him themselves. Man United, yeah, but Man United will struggle. I think. Yeah. I think the most likely one would be Liverpool, especially with the way Man United are playing right now. Man United don't deserve to be in top 4 right now. I'm sorry, they don't. They've got the squad to. They've got the squad. They've got the no. They've got a squad to.
Agree.
I don't think they have. I think they have.
I think they're rubbish. I think Harry Maguire's slow. Luke Shaw is as consistent as my auntie's jelly.
Hey, and everyone said, do you know what? And everyone said to me, like last season that like Shaw's the best guy and the best left back in the league.
He was great last season, but
he was great
rubbish.
Last season.
Yeah.
But I said I still believe in Tierney. I still believe in Kieran Tierney, and I put Kieran Tierney way above him right now.
And they're all second, a distance.
I even knew some people. There were some certain people that were saying to me, Tierney doesn't even get in the top 5. And I'm like, what are you watching?
Ignore
what are you
people.
watching?
Ignore them. Some people are always going to have silly ideas. Like, you can ignore them.
Like honestly, like I'm like mate. I remember him saying it in the chat, and I just said we all said on the panel, not just me, by the way, if he is watching, like you're talking rubbish. Right, but I think Tellers has been not bad, but like
weak.
He is weak, but
ghost-like.
Yeah, but I still think there's still some of that squad should still be getting top 4.
Who's good? Who's good? Who have they got that's good?
Ronaldo, they've got
7 out of 10.
So let me have a look at the players they've got.
Ronaldo's a 6 or 7 out of 10.
Let me have a look at Man United.
You can't even think of one off the top of your head for a Manchester United player who's good, and that says
David De Gea has been quality.
He's all right. He's doing a lot of camera.
Sancho's saves. Been in and out of the team.
He's rubbish. He's been awful. Varane average.
Ronaldo.
Slow, old, can't track back.
Wan-Bissaka.
Have you seen the clips of him going around Twitter of him
just kicking the ball?
Cavani. Cavani, good player. There you go. There's one. He's too old, but
Bruno Fernandes.
Awful. He's having an awful season. Rashford, Trashford. Pogba, good with the ball in a particular area of the pitch. There's one box in the pitch that Pogba wants to play in, and in that box he's one of the best in the world. But unfortunately, that's only 10 yards of the pitch, and there's a whole 200. Eric Bailly, no. I mean, Bailly, it means to yawn in French, and that's what he makes me do. No
David De Gea?
We mentioned him. No, he's been a flash Harry this season.
I think he's been all right. I think he's
Phil
been all right.
Jones. King Tony says Phil Jones. Good one.
Oh, mate, Phil Jones. Yeah. Phil Jones has been quality. He's been epic. Legend. Like that layoff that last game was quality.
Class.
Mate, I was coming to every Man United fan for that. Jesus.
Do you want some trivia? I've got some trivia. Do you want some?
Yeah, I managed to look up some questions, but go on, you go first, man.
All right, let's say which of these Arsenal players did not start the 2001 FA Cup final between Arsenal and Liverpool? Which players did? Which one of these? I'll give you 4: Thierry Henry, Sylvain Wiltord, Dennis Bergkamp, or Robert Pires. Which one did not start? It was Dennis Bergkamp. Imagine keeping Dennis Bergkamp on the bench.
I thought...
Wenger out.
No. Wiltord was a quality striker, I've got to admit. Wiltord was quality. He was a good option.
Bergkamp.
He wasn't a Dennis Bergkamp, but he was a good option. Fuck. I didn't know that. Jesus.
All right. Well, can you name... Okay, one more. Next question. Can you name, and people in the chat, maybe if Stephen doesn't look in the chat, can you name 4 players who have played for both Arsenal and Liverpool in history? There's one at the moment. I can help you out. There's one at the moment in the current Liverpool squad. who
Chamberlain.
used to play. Yeah, Chamberlain is one. Okay, 3 more. One of them died recently. Legend of both clubs.
Oh, fucking hell, who's that?
Parkinson's disease. Fighting it for ages. He was around, a legend in your double winning season of, when was that? 71.
71.
71,
George Graham.
yeah.
George, no, not George Graham, was it?
Left-footed player.
No, not George Graham. Fuck.
Ray Kennedy.
Ray Kennedy.
Okay,
Yeah, Ray Kennedy.
Okay, you got 3 more. One's a goalkeeper. He was a goalkeeper coach. He was your second goalkeeper a long time ago to David Seaman from Austria.
Manninger.
Well done. 2 more to get. One of them was he's French. That's all I'm going to say. Played for Arsenal and Liverpool after. And then a few clubs in the middle, including Bolton Wanderers.
Bolton Wanderers.
And
French.
And Real Madrid. Not many players play for Bolton and Real Madrid. And Arsenal and Liverpool. French guy, striker.
Jesus. Wiltord.
Striker number 9.
Wiltord.
He was a wonder kid for Arsenal. Anelka, of course. And one more.
Do you know what? It's actually Real Madrid that was putting me off. If you said Man City, I would have known.
Okay, yeah. And the last one, well, I mean, there were lots of others, but the last one is a defender. We saw him before, actually, because he played in that, when was that, 2007 League Cup semi-final, I think. Defender.
Johan Giroud.
No, he never played for Liverpool.
Senderos
never played for Liverpool.
No.
Thank God.
Justin Hoyt.
No, he also played for. He also had a footballing brother who was very good.
Fuck.
His brother played in midfield. Kolo Touré.
Yeah. What am I thinking? Kolo Touré, yeah.
Excellent. Well done, King Tony.
Glad I had a few guests.
Very good. Okay. You got a question for me?
Alright, go on then. I've literally just looked these up.
There are some other weird ones. There's Charles Satterthwaite in 1877. Carry on.
Which ex-Arsenal goalkeeper joined Liverpool in 2016-17 season but didn't make any appearances?
Alex Manninger.
In 2016-17.
Wasn't it Alex Manninger?
Not as far as I know. Let's have a look.
You got the answer?
I
think it was Manninger. We got him at the end of his career. It's a strange old signing.
/2016.
There were some great names here. I've got all of the double agents in history. The other ones are Yossi Benayoun, Jimmy Carter. But then you go back to the 19th century. Abraham Foxall played for both Arsenal and Liverpool. And, I don't know, Peter Kyle, Brian Jackson, John Hunter, Sam Raybould. He was a bit of a legendary player. Scottish guy. Jeff Strong. Manninger, yes, it was. Yeah.
Hold on. Which German player was sent off in Liverpool's 4-1 defeat to Arsenal in 2015?
A German player was sent off. Emre Can?
Let me just get the result up.
Okay.
It was Arsenal's 5-1 victory in it over Liverpool. And it was what year? 2015. No, Liverpool's 4-1 defeat. It was Emre Can, yeah, well done. Emre Can. Go on.
Okay, what's the biggest ever win and the biggest ever defeat You could do it from Arsenal's point of view if you want. So, what's your biggest ever win? Our biggest ever defeat
I'd say
against
it's a
Liverpool?
fight for Arsenal was 5-0.
5-0. You're absolutely right. 5-0 was the first game that we ever played in 1893. It was the first.
Jesus,
ever
what I
Liverpool
guess that was, man.
Yeah, not bad. But also we had a 5-0 on the 18th of April 1964, and then we've had 3 5-1s, including 2. Not that you want to be reminded of that, but 2
Yeah, I don't
since
want to remind me.
2014. Okay. Okay. There you go. And then, what's your biggest ever win against Liverpool? You'll like this. It was on the 1st of September 1934.
6-0.
Higher.
7.
Higher.
At 9.
8-1.
Fucking 8-1.
8-1.
Oh, it's Herbert Chapman demolition derby, innit?
At 8-1, yeah, 1934. Yeah.
Okay. Let me just come up with some Liverpool. Because the other ones I looked up were going to be so easy.
Okay.
Liverpool quiz questions.
Well, okay. All right. Well, whilst you're looking, I can give you some more. Hang on. Do you remember in 2011, Robin in a Premier League match?
Right, hang on.
Go on.
Who scored the other goal for Arsenal on that night in 1989?
What, the first goal? After
goal.
Michael Thomas got the winner, Alan Smith from a free kick, and there was a foul in the build-up, but the ref didn't see it. But Alan Smith got the first one.
Alan Smith. Yep.
It was the only game, I think, where I've been in rivers of tears. I was in rivers of tears after that match. But there you go.
I've already done that one. In a Champions League game at Anfield in 2008, Theo Walcott went on a remarkable run down the right to tee up a goal for an Arsenal colleague. Which one?
Have you got multiple choice? It's tested my
Robin
memory
van
14 years ago.
Persie, Alex Hleb, Cesc Fabregas, or Emmanuel Adebayor?
Oh, I'm going to say Hleb. I remember him scoring a couple of goals against us.
No, it was Adebayor.
Adebayor, okay. I don't remember. But yeah, Hleb. Do you know it means bread?
No, I didn't.
In Slavic languages, that's what it's
Well, he is a bit of a bread. He
Bread.
was always plain and shit. To be honest, he was slow as a pan. It was slow. It's like about as slow as Granit Xhaka, mate.
All right. Okay.
All of these men played for Arsenal and Liverpool, but who is the only one to move directly between the two? Jermaine Pennant, Kolo Toure, Mickey Thomas, or Yossi Benayoun? I know this one actually. I think
we got Toure from City, or did we get Toure from Arsenal? Yeah, I think. What was the first one? The first one was Jermaine Pennant.
Jermaine Pennant, Benayoun, Toure, or Mickey Thomas?
Michael Thomas, then. Michael Thomas?
No, it's your. Oh yeah, I thought it was Yossi Benayoun. Mate, there you go. How many managers did Liverpool have during Arsene Wenger's era?
Oh, I know this because this was in my quiz as well. 7. Or was it 8?
That's 7. Well done.
7, yeah.
Why did Jamie Carragher get sent off in an FA Cup game between these two sides in 2002? Right, he spat at the referee. Right, he threw a coin back into the crowd. He shoved Arsene Wenger. He punched Dennis Bergkamp.
They're all possible.
He would have punched Dennis Bergkamp. Come on.
I think he threw a coin back at the crowd.
I think he. I've shoved Arsene Wenger. Yeah, you got it right. I didn't. Yeah, because
okay.
the other ones, they'd be talking about it for ages. It'd be a magical moment, wouldn't it? Even those 50, those 50 Premier League moments. It'd be one of them, wouldn't it? Two players scored 4 goals for Arsenal in separate games. In the 2000s.
Yeah.
Andre Arshavin. Who was the other?
Oh, that's a
Nicholas
great
Bentner,
question.
Eduardo, Jeremy Ariadier, or Julio Baptista?
Baptista.
Yeah, you got that one right.
Yeah.
I knew that one.
God, yeah.
Dirk Kuyt scored the latest goal in a Premier League history. The latest goal in Premier League history. Sorry, a 102nd minute penalty at the Emirates in 2011. Right, and we all moan about Fergie time. Right, which Arsenal player gave away that penalty?
Ooh.
Bentner, Abure, Diaby, or Squillaci? I've got a feeling I know which one it is.
Well, Squillaci is the most bizarre to put on the list, so I'm going to say him.
I would probably put him on this. He's that shit. No, it's Abure.
Okay.
Abure. And he was alright, it was.
Because that was the game when Van Persie scored in the 98th minute to give you the lead. Yeah.
Michael Owen scored 2 late goals in the FA Cup final.
He did.
By the way, before I just now live, guys, doing a Arsenal Liverpool quiz with Owen podcast. Just let everyone know in the community chat. Michael Owen scored 2 late goals in the 2001 FA Cup final to beat Arsenal 2-1. Which Arsenal player had given them the lead?
Freddie Ljungberg.
I think it was as well. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Good guy.
I originally was thinking Henry, but it didn't come up, so it couldn't have been him.
No, there was that handball incident with Henry.
On the Totally Football show this week, what date is this? What date is this? This is 2020.
Okay.
So the 25th of September 2020.
Okay.
Right. Duncan Alexander said the first time he ever saw someone use a mobile phone was after a game between Liverpool and Arsenal at the 1989 Makita tournament, when a Liverpool player made a call in the bar afterwards. Which player was it? Grobbelaar, Barnes, Ian Rush, or Alan Hansen? Fucking hell, you aren't going to get this one. I ain't going to get this.
Hang on.
Jesus Christ.
Alan Hansen. Grobbelaar?
John Barnes.
John Barnes. Ahead of his time.
He's ahead of his time, man. He's ahead of his time. Yeah, I would be astonished if you got that one right. Go on.
All right, my turn. Okay, hang on. So who has made the most official appearances, not including friendlies, against Liverpool for Arsenal? So is it David O'Leary, Lee Dixon, Tony Adams, or Nigel Winterburn?
Hang on, say that one again.
Which Arsenal player has made the most amount of appearances, which is 44, against Liverpool? Is it David O'Leary, Lee Dixon?
David O'Leary.
Very good, David O'Leary. 44.
Because do you know why? Because he's made the most. Because he's the most capped. He's the most capped Arsenal player.
Okay.
So it had to be him.
It had to be him. What about the other way then? Okay, what about the other way against Arsenal? Would it be Ian Callaghan, who's got our most amount of
I'll go
appearances?
Ian Callaghan then.
Well, no, it was Jamie Carragher.
Oh, okay.
36 games. Stephen Gerrard, 34 games, and Ian Callaghan, for some reason, only 33, which is weird.
Maybe because he didn't last as long. That's probably why.
No, he did. He
didn't last as long as being in the first team. Whereas David O'Leary was always being picked in the first team, always. If you know what I mean. He's always been. No, but for that, saying he wasn't the big player. He was being played in other games, but he wasn't being picked for every single game like David O'Leary was. David O'Leary was being picked week in, week out. You know, like you get those
Yeah,
players
I know
where
what you're saying, but no,
Yeah.
but no. I mean, he had 857 appearances for Liverpool, whereas David O'Leary had 722.
Okay.
And it's not that they weren't from the bench or anything. No, because he was a brilliant player for many years.
How many players have played for both clubs in the Premier League era? The Premier League. And by the way, could you guys do share the stream? Like, let people know that we're doing this little quiz. So, it's just a bit of fun.
I have to go quite soon, though.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. We'll wrap it up in a minute. We'll go through these questions and we'll wrap it up.
How many
players? So we got 3, 4, 6, and 9. How many players have played for both clubs in the Premier League era?
Benayoun, Chamberlain, Jermaine Pennant.
That's 3.
Premier League era, not Michael Thomas because he left Arsenal before the Premier League era, didn't he? Jimmy Carter was just before. I'm going to think there's one that I've forgotten, so I'm going to say 4.
Yeah, because it was Anelka, Benayoun.
So there were 5.
But Jermaine Pennant.
Manninger as well, who we talked about before. So there's 5.
Oh, this one was this quiz was in 2016. Sorry, this is as of 2016. Sorry, my bad.
So before Chamberlain.
Right. How much did Liverpool pay to sign Mickey Thomas from Arsenal? 2 years after he scored that goal, who won Gunners the league at Anfield. They probably paid him 50p.
I remember it's 1.5 million.
Yeah.
Arsenal should have paid us that amount. But
bullshit.
He was a good player, Michael Thomas, as well.
Mate, we offered you £50 million for a buyout clause, and you said it wasn't a buyout clause.
Oh yeah, no, we have 40 million plus 1 for Luis Suarez.
Yeah, you said it was a buyout clause, and we thought it was a buyout clause, and you said it wasn't a buyout clause. But then again, it was a bit stupid. By the way, I wasn't. I was completely on your side with that one. It was freaking Arsene Wenger being a twat. 2009, the clubs played a thrilling 4-4 draw at Anfield. How many players who started that night have featured for either side in the Premier League this season? 2015-16. Season.
I can't remember that far back. So how many players?
There's 1, 2, 4, 5.
5. No idea.
It was 2.
Okay.
Kieran Gibbs and Kolo Toure.
Okay.
Which scored 102nd minute? Oh yeah, we already know that one.
Don't count.
Yeah, Dirk Kuyt won it. How many managers have Liverpool? Yeah, we've done that one. Right, who scored Arsenal's opener in the second leg of the 2008 Champions League quarter-final, which Liverpool won 5-3 on aggregate? Adebayor, Cesc Fabregas, William Gallas, or Abu Dhabi?
Abu Dhabi, really nice guy. I met him once.
Is that your answer?
Yes, because I think he told me.
Well done. 13th minute.
Yeah, he's a lovely guy, Abu Dhabi. Really,
he is.
Really.
2007 League Cup tie between the sides is largely remembered for Julio Baptista's 4-goal hole in a 6-3 win. Which of these players was not on the score sheet that night? Ali Alier, Craig Bellamy, Robbie Fowler, Alex Song.
Fowler?
I was going to go Alier, to be honest. No, Craig Bellamy.
Oh, Bellamy. Remember Ali Adier scored against Liverpool because lots of players scored against us.
In a heated 2002 FA Cup clash between the sides, Jamie Carragher, Dennis Bergkamp, and which other player received red cards? Lauren Harmon, Keown, or Ainchog? I would have said Keown, to be honest.
I'm going to go Lauren.
Yeah, I got it right, Keown.
Nice one. Well done.
Right.
Very good.
You know what? I might share the screen on this. We've got 6
It's
more
got to be the last one because I have to go. because I've
You've got
actually
6 more.
I've got a
Literally,
lesson.
it would take literally not that
I
long.
can't do it.
Of the 6 FA Cup finals played in Cardiff, how many were won by either Liverpool or Arsenal?
All of them. 6.
All of it. It's a 2, 3, or 4 or 5.
Okay, 5.
Well done.
They're all
Which
but
commentator?
Stephen, I'm really sorry. I do have
sorry.
to go. I have to
Yeah, all
chip
right,
off
sorry. Yeah, all
because
right,
I
no,
have
sorry.
to. I actually have to teach because I've got a student who wants a
Okay,
lesson
yeah, definitely.
It's almost 9 p.m. I've got to prepare for
right.
9 p.m. But
Yeah, no worries,
thank you
man.
so much.
Sorry about that. Yeah, thanks for coming on, man.
It's been absolutely marvelous. Thank you so much for having me on, and let's speak again soon. I hope because it's
Hopefully
with,
we'll be next week. Next week will be the preview, so we'll get you
great.
on then for that.
That sounds good.
All right.
Sounds good, and I hope everyone gets well. Everyone with COVID or everyone, sick with the, I don't know, any other flu or whatever that's going around. Thanks. Speak to you soon. Thanks.
No worries.
Cheers.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
man. Take care. No worries. Back in the days of before apprenticeship. Wow, got on right. Nicholas has turned. There you go, bang. Who was sent off for Liverpool now? Okay. But anyway, yeah. Do you know what? If people want me to do a quiz every week, do let us know. If I can find the time, I'll happily get people to do a quiz as well. Because obviously I don't want to take the idea away from Rich, to be honest. But if people do want me to do one, please do let us know. I'll put it up on the community tab and you can vote whether you want me to or not. And I'll also put it on my Twitter page as well. On the channel's Twitter page, that's not SFeatley, that's SFeatleyTV. You'll find that poll, and I'll also retweet it on my page as well, so you can go find it and vote on my personal one. So you can ask whether you want to do a quiz or not. There won't be any prizes if you do take part, it's just for fun. But yeah, if you do want to do that, please do, hit us up. Until then, we are going to go. Make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow at 10 p.m. because the game's cancelled. The Nottingham Forest preview will be tomorrow. It will not tomorrow at 10 p.m. not tonight. So tomorrow at 10 p.m. Tomorrow at 10 p.m. we'll be doing that preview. Till then, stay safe, stay well, and we'll see each other soon. Take care. Bye bye.